boy.
Well, I mean, you might as well wait for him to get in here because
Just wait.
Because he gonna cross over and all that. I mean,
what do you mean? You could just wait. Shit, we live. Fuck it.
Let them wait.
Let them wait, he says. But let's do it. Let's get this shit going. This is how we do it. And this is how we do it.
Na, 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 na.
It's the Dr. Dandruff Show with Dr. Dandruff. So ain't nobody praying for me. I want you to hear it. This is a podcast about news, relationships, child support, and everything your own little baby mama can't fathom. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dr. Dandruff. One gives, one fuck. It's the
What it do? Dr. Dandruff in the building. We got another crazy fucking outlandish episode for you guys. I got a comic that's been fucking shit up around. You know, I've been doing this thing. You know, I met him the other day, about 2 weeks ago. I told him, hey, we need to do a fucking podcast together.
I was like, say less. I'm on it. I'm about this life.
No. What I like about him is he's so determined. He was like, dude, miss me with that talking shit. Like, let's set it up.
Give me a date. What are we talking?
He said, set it up.
Time. Let's go.
I was like, oh shit, this motherfucker's really serious.
Yeah, man. It's, you know, I'm not originally from LA, but I know LA people are solid like that.
Right.
But it's the ones who move here and claim LA and be like, nah, you ain't.
Like, you just got in from Baltimore, motherfucker.
Yeah, be acting like, oh, LA people. Like, nah, you're not talking about real LA people. You talking about transplants who moved here. Right. But like, yeah, the LA people. So, but I moved like that because I'm from Florida, man, and we solid there in the South. But we also got crazy stuff going on there too. But for the most part,
without further ado, we got Rocky the Comic in this motherfucker.
What's going on, everybody, man? Thank you for having me in the building. Thank you for having me back. Second time.
Real talk. I mean, this is
Appreciate it.
the real interview, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't we ain't have that long to for me to ask you, like real questions and shit as far as like, what made you into being, wanting to be a comic, like. For
sure.
So, I mean, you wanted to go and tell. Oh no, first let's talk about the Florida transition.
Yeah.
So you were in Florida, then you ended up moving down to LA or just Cali?
So I was originally from Florida, then went to college in Florida, and then while I was in college, I went and studied abroad. So I was in Brazil for a year. Then when I got back, I was in Europe for a while, and then I got back to Tampa. And then from there, I was like, all right, let me head to LA. I was like either New York or LA.
Right.
And I actually had set up a New York number, so that's the number you got. Is like I was like,
who the fuck is this?
Yeah, and then I was like, was getting ready to go for a visit, and it was like, my friend was like, all right, you need to get you some waterproof boots and this and that and some big jacket. It was like, and I'm a Floridian, so it's like all this stuff I didn't have, and I was like, I'm gonna go to LA instead. Like,
was it in the pursuit of a dream, or it was just like, fuck it?
Yeah, either way, it's like either way I could do comedy in either city and be good.
Right.
But weather-wise, I'm like, nah, I need to be in LA because I'm from the Sunshine State anyway.
Oh, that's what's up. I mean,
so I ain't
sunshine. Why do they call it the sunshine? Sunshine State, even though Cali, like, it don't rain here. I mean, it's always sunny.
Y'all Golden State. Listen, it rains in Florida, but like for an hour. Like we'll get an hour shower and then it's back to sunshine.
Oh shit, an hour shower.
So that keeps everything lush and green.
Right.
Whereas y'all get dry out here and then have crazy wildfires.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
So I mean, yeah, it's like either way you gotta deal with something. So right. Yeah, you have to occasionally deal with hurricanes in Florida. But I'm as a Tampanian is what we're called. As a Tampanian, like hurricanes usually like swerve around us. They rarely like hit us dead on. Ian kind of tried to hit us dead on, but like otherwise, we chilling, man. We on the inside coast over there by the Gulf of Mexico,
Right. But I mean, it's more scarier because down here you got pit bulls.
But yeah, man.
Over there you got like gators and crocs and shit. Like,
listen, but alligators ain't messing with you unless you messing with alligators.
Oh, okay, so that's cool.
Or you walking with a little dog. Now they do see little dogs as like a snack.
That'd be fucked up.
And what's crazy, when I was in college, shout out to the University of Florida, which we're known as the Gators.
Florida Gators.
And we legit have real alligators on our campus.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
That's what mascots. They got real life mascots.
Like legit real alligators. Like we got a couple of lakes, but one of the big lakes is Lake Alice.
Mm-hmm.
Real alligators out there. And somebody was walking their dog. Actually, you know what? I take that back. It didn't happen on campus, but they also have like these little man-made lakes at some of the apartment complexes, right?
Right.
So somebody was walking their dog next to one of these things. Gator came up, got the dog. This person jumped in, like saved the dog, and like
shit.
We're not gonna say what ethnicity it was, but they saved the dog, and then the dog had to have like this expensive like surgery.
Oh shit.
And they did that.
Well, I mean, people, I kind of know what ethnicity it was because a Mexican would have let that motherfucker go. Like, hey, we'll get another one.
I gotta get another dog.
We'll get another one. Fuck this shit.
Jump in to save the dog.
Yeah.
And then now you gotta pay to like save the dog's life.
Well, yeah, I mean, he felt guilty. Like, fuck, I couldn't save him. He took a leg off, and it's my fault.
If I barely got health care, like, I'm sorry, dog. Like,
you're gonna go on a long drive. We're going on a long drive and just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll put a big picture up. Like your memory will live on.
I'm pretty sure he's on the Christmas card anyway. So I mean,
your memory will live on. I will honor you in that way, but yeah, I don't know if I'm jumping in.
Yeah, I couldn't jump in either. I don't give a fuck if I had my dog for 10 years. I'd be like, he's old anyways. He barely even barks. This motherfucker right here is a waste.
He had a good life.
You know what I'm saying? He would have been what, 70?
I feel bad. I'm being a bad guest right now. I'm trying to like handle one little work task, and it is not going quickly.
It's all good. I mean, shit. This is why it's live.
But I'm busting myself because we're on camera. Otherwise, like a legit podcast, it'd just be our audio, and they wouldn't even know.
Yeah, that's true. It's too bad it's not legit. You know what I'm saying?
It is legit. But that's the beautiful part of what podcasts look like now.
Right.
You do the video, you do the audio. So hopefully you're hitting all the platforms because you take your audio, throw it over there on Spotify or wherever, and all of them other channels, and then run it through the YouTube.
That's why we record.
That's what I'm saying.
Shout out to Caffeine, Real Talk, YouTube Studios. We in the building.
We're talking about multiple streams.
We on Caffeine right here, baby. Caffeine.
Shout out to multiple streams.
Hey, shout out to multiple streams.
like legit digital streams, but like legit money making streams.
All day.
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
All the streams, not just like streaming.
The Comedy Press too, man. You can catch me on the Comedy Press too.
Boom.
Comedy Press on Caffeine. Y'all download that Caffeine app. Real talk. It's fucking free. It's free. You ain't gotta spend no money. You ain't gotta do shit. Just push download.
Free 99
now. Free 99. Are you out of your mind? Real talk. On some real shit. But so the transition from Florida down to LA.
Yeah.
And you said fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do it. You didn't do it to pursue no dreams or nothing.
For sure. It. Yeah. I came out here for a reason. Okay. Yeah, man. Cause I felt like a medium-sized fish in a medium-sized pond. And when I was doing entertainment, because I was doing a lot of improv then and like stage plays. Right. And it was like if people weren't there, then you didn't see me, you don't know. Right. So for me, it was just like I need to be where they. Actually, the biggest brain, the revelation was. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm doing entertainment with a bunch of part-timers. Right. I was like, I need to be where they do this stuff full time. Like this their main hustle. Okay. Like shout out to like we in your studio, like people who live this. We in the DrDandruff studio. You know what I mean? This ain't no like part-time, like it's like I mean, this is life for me. This is live. Like, I mean, this is live. It's like it's a way of life for me. I mean, you ran it remotely when I met you. Now we're here at the home office, like home studio, like boom, like I'm trying to put it together. I'm trying to make it work, my boy. And I can only learn because I'm by myself. Yes, I'm a one-man army. I'm by myself. I gotta edit. I gotta, I gotta make sure everything's right. Like man, all you need is one mic. Hey, Anthony, let's talk about that. Yeah.
Let's talk about Nas and that one mic.
Yeah.
Because he did have a shout out to Nas. He did have a
Shout
show
out to
down here
Nos.
with he had a show down here with Wu-Tang at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
And during his set, like it was like what, almost midnight, and he was performing one mic. And the next thing you know, as 11:59 hit, you heard it fade. All I need is one mic. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for coming. It was a pleasure, blah blah blah. And they cut his set off during the middle of one mic.
Well, you know, at a venue like that, and a lot of times that's union. You know what I mean? Like they don't play about like them start times, them stop times. Like when you're dealing with, once again, being where they do it for real, full time.
Right.
Yeah, they don't play about time.
They gotta be on time,
Oh,
yeah.
hey.
Because time is money.
Because you got like, you got event staff, you got that parking staff, you got like that's a legit venue.
Hey, but at the end of the day, he got paid anyway, so he probably like, fuck this shit. I ain't have to do one mic. I didn't have to do fucking, you know what I'm saying? Got
Well,
yourself
not only
a gun.
that, but it's like, I mean, he gave you a full show, right?
Well, I mean, from what I heard, no, it wasn't a full show.
Oh,
That's why they just cut his ass off. I was like, fuck,
Oh,
you know, because I was actually at another show, and then I heard about some people came through and they said they cut Nas off in the middle of one mic. I said, what?
Hey, that overtime ain't no joke, man. Production overtime.
We're not paying you no double time. Nas, take your ass back to Queens.
Union workers?
Yeah, they ain't fucking. Yeah,
Oh nah, independent. Yeah, like you know the owner of the thing and yeah, then you can play around with the time. But
right.
People who like on staff, like
Yeah, they need their money. Real talk.
part of the you paying union dues.
Oh yeah.
Nah. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
And start unplugging your mic while you sitting there.
Yeah, they didn't waste no. At least they faded it out. All I need is one mic. Okay, y'all. Thanks for coming. We'll see you guys next time.
Real talk.
That's pretty fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, so yeah, the transition from LA. Then you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, did you book shows right away? Did you, you know, as far as did you do shows in Florida?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, it was more like I was a part of a professional improv troupe.
Oh, wow.
And I was in several like kind of like regional theater plays, like stage plays, and still hitting like comedy stages, but like to be honest, it was like the improv was more regularly than
Right.
Yeah, because we would do like weekend shows, like it was a regular gig. So
All improv.
yeah. Kind of like Wildin' Out, man. We were the Wildin' Out before Wildin' Out.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. The only thing we didn't have that Nick had over us was the TV show.
Right.
But we were doing live shows in the clubs, like all the major clubs in Tampa.
Damn, that's what's up.
And just the surrounding areas, like surrounding states.
I mean, for those that don't know improv, let them know. Like, I mean, improv could be rough.
I mean,
you know?
everybody. When you think of like whose line is it anyway, you think of like Wildin' Out. Wildin' Out was just the hip hop version of these more traditional, like Second City, IO West. You know, there's some that they call the Big Three. Those type of like the people who. Those are the types of groups that feed into SNL.
Right.
So when you hear people talking about, you know, Second City in Chicago, or even out here in LA, or the other name is escaping me right now, but the Groundlings and all of these professional. So it's two parts, right? It's like they have the professional school, and then they have like the performance side.
Right.
Now ours was a professional troupe. So we were getting paid to perform.
Right.
So it wasn't necessarily a school. Like you already had to be like.
Yeah, you already had to be.
You had to be on.
You had some time already. You were an improver
to get into our group. You already had to be like a standout.
Right.
But we would take people from the comedy world, maybe like the acting world. Like it's it could be a hybrid of mix because sometimes those skill sets might translate over.
Oh, no doubt.
But I like stand up because it's like what you're saying with being a one-man show, that's stand-up. It's like, all right, I don't have to really go. You
ain't got no hype man in the back. Put your hands up. Put your hand. No. When you're on stage by yourself.
Absolutely.
Right.
You don't have to rely on a lot of people to like make it happen. You sit down, you think of the jokes, you write them out, then you go hit a stage. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then when you get a name for yourself, you can get paid to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the key. So yeah, I moved out here specifically to
get paid.
Yeah, but but I'm also on the filmmaking side of things. So for me, it was like, and I'm an old head, so my blueprint was like Robert Townsend, where it's like, all right, you can get out here, you can do comedy specials, and then you could also do movies. So that was my blueprint, like a Keenan Ivory Wayans kind of, like, all right, bet. Like, I'll get out here and I'll...
Yeah, I mean, use your credentials. I mean, you do have improv, your skills. Like,
I'll hit stages, but I'll also, like, work on, like, developing scripts or, like, projects. So, like, even before I got here, I was creating a mini series back home in Tampa.
Okay.
And the big thing that happened was, like, me and my partner decided to... Because he was the technical guy, right? And I was, like, the performer. And then he was like, oh, I want to go in a different direction and start doing... He wanted to, like... I think get into movies, or he also was doing music videos. He was doing like some other stuff, and I was just like, all right, when I get out to LA, I'm gonna get better at the technical stuff so that I don't have to wait on nobody.
That's true. That's the rough part.
Yeah. So when I met my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, she was taking classes like at LACC, like their film program.
Oh wow! So
I
you
was like,
had her,
yeah. I was like, all right, bet. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna take some classes and get better at like running camera, running mics, running like audio production.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy, man. A great program and just great access to resources. And so I did that. But also the big thing for me, because I'm independent minded, it was like, all right, I got to rebuild my team. Because in Tampa, I know everybody. I know everybody.
Yeah, then you gotta know who to trust. You gotta know.
I get out here and I know a handful of people. So I was like, all right, bet. How do I meet the people who do these other things I need done? Like the people who run sound, people who run camera, the people, you know.
Right.
So it's like, all right, go where they're also learning the stuff. And so that's how I like rebuilt my network out here to like be able to produce it, create.
Damn, that's what's up. I mean, shout out to Terrence Delane too. You never ran into Terrence Delane? He's into the improv. Shout out my boy Terrence. I think
I have to check him out. The name doesn't ring
pretty. Yeah, he's pretty funny. You know, and he's he's always told me get into that improv. You know, like get the classes, go do that. It's always good on your resume. You know, it always looks good.
Yeah, you know, all of these skills can translate, man. Whether it's improv, whether it's acting. Because when you're in comedy, they say take acting. When you're in acting, they be like, oh, do some comedy. You know, so there's Yeah, I
mean, we're gonna talk about some shit too. I was looking at a podcast. They're saying that like there's I think it was the Kevin Hart Drink Champs. You know, shout out Nori and all them, you know, with Drink Champs. But Kevin Hart, DJ EFN, and you know their platform. Kevin Hart was saying like, you know, there's a lot of people, a lot of comics get like, you know, they're frowned upon, like they can't act, or they get this name in Hollywood to where they can't be serious. They can't play a serious role.
They think you can't play serious.
Yeah.
But they don't understand, like most comics, and I think he hinted to that, like come from harsher circumstances, and they use the comedy to like, that's the therapy, man. That's the I gotta get this off my chest, because otherwise it'll
build up.
Oh man.
And it's rough. I mean, a lot of comics either had something fucked up in their life.
Yeah.
Or they're going through some shit to where it's like, you know, hey, this is very therapeutic for me to be on stage. I love the feeling. I love making people laugh, and seeing you smile is, you know, therapy for me.
For real, and that's what it is for me. I mean, I didn't. Luckily, knock on some wood, I didn't grow up like I didn't have all that trauma, but I came from a comedic family, so. My dad's side of the family, like both sides are funny, but my dad's side, oh my God. It's like you can't walk in the house without either. It's not necessarily like they're going to crack on you, but we will crack jokes. You know what I mean? And so you just learn to like, hey, like.
Either blend in or hit back.
Yeah. So that's even in tragedy or like grief or whatever, we still use humor.
Right.
And like my uncle just passed maybe like 3 weekends ago or 3 weeks ago, and so
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no worries. Because the thing is, like, I celebrate life. I don't really get all like down in the dumps. You know what I mean? Right. It's like, listen, if you didn't let that person know you loved them while they were here, and you didn't give them their flowers, like, don't try to make up for it at the funeral. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people. Yeah, I'm not sad at funerals. Like, I celebrate the life of the person. Matter of fact, I don't even want a funeral. I want people to like just throw a party in my honor. You know what I mean? I don't need, you don't need to be doing no body, no casket. Like,
Ain't that a bitch? I mean, it's rough.
you don't need to be trying to come up with $20,000 to get me in the ground.
Yeah, I mean, shit. When my life is going, man, I probably have side girls pulling up like, oh, Dandruff, no. I'll be like, my girl's right there. Like, you don't see this bullshit? Like, man, I can't even rest in peace because this bitch is over here.
Yeah, I heard you talking about in your intro, like, oh, we talking about
child support.
And Dan I was like, you can't relate, Dandruff. I always had plan B.
It's not always about
plan
that.
B was my plan A.
Yeah, I know. Man, how come we don't pull out? I mean, shit, either it feels good or fuck, I'm in another fucking mode. You know what I'm saying? This one got good credit. Like, man, I'm trying to get myself together.
True that. Yeah, so man, I celebrate life, bro. And if you knew my uncle, shout out to DJ Dex. Man, I never saw my uncle like sad or down, bro.
Right.
Always with a smile, always with a joke. I'm talking about I'm 46. Like I'm talking about my whole life. I had never seen it.
Right.
And so he was the fun uncle, man. It's like I could go over to his house. He was a DJ, so it was like I could pretend to be a DJ. I could put my little mixtapes together.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm at the age now, and you know what it's like. You got equipment, like.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? You got to get to learn it.
But I don't know if I'm like giving a kid free range on my equipment. I might be like, oh, let me show you a few things. Because like when you start making that investment, you know,
it's expensive.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm just letting my nephews like, oh yeah, go in there and
go in
have
there
at it.
Yeah,
like,
make a tape.
But my uncle, man, he would let me like figure that stuff out in there, man. And like I make mixtapes, and it's not funny because my cousin ended up becoming a DJ because it was like he just allowed us that freedom to like learn and to do and to play. And so it was like he was the uncle who like which just was down to have fun, man. Like here, you know, you ain't got your driver's license yet, but we'll go over here to this parking lot now, you know, let you drive around and like what?
That's what's up. Not a lot of people are doing that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck, now you got phones and shit.
I at the wake, I apologize to my nephews and nieces because for one, it's like a lot of them are spread out. Like I live away from them, and I'm just like, man, it's like I'm at the age now as an uncle where I realize how important a good uncle is.
Right.
But and I would used to show up for my nephews and nieces a little bit, but not like my uncle used to, man. Like,
yeah.
So, you know, but I'm still here, so I'm gonna work on it. You know what I mean?
No kids for you, huh?
Not at the moment. No. My wife and I just started talking. I got married later in life, so you know
That's good. I mean, I always have my own, you know, my own philosophy about that. I say just get your whole days out of the way, and then when you're ready to settle down, you say, okay,
so important.
This is
yeah. Don't try to be in your whole phase during your marriage.
Because I mean, for those that have been locked down, those been locked down 20 years. They got married at 18. They figured out it didn't work. Now you're looking all crazy in the club and shit. You got blonde hair with black roots in there trying to fucking, you know what I'm saying, trying to get some young meat. So get your whole ways out the way, and then when you're ready to settle down, go ahead and settle down with somebody that you know that's more just as fucked up as you, I guess.
Yeah, because that's when you really step into your greatness, man. Because like you said, you know, it's one thing to be a one-man show, but when you got like a real helpmate out here and you got somebody who can really hold you down.
That support goes a long way.
I've seen a few interviews with a few successful guys, and that was like usually what they say is like a key to their success. You know,
is that other half that support?
Man.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's hard to be with a comic, you know, but a comedian, like, you got to understand, females out there, you got to understand, I mean, especially if he's up there, he's making a buzz, he's making a name for himself, he's going to have groupies, he's going to have this and that. So this is when the trust comes in, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to support that no matter what. You knew you met him, he was a comic, he was up there fucking shit up on stage. Girls were like, oh my God, are you really like that? Rocky, are you really like that? Like, no, this is just part of my fucking show, you know what I'm saying? This is me. This is what I do, whether it is or not. You know what I'm saying? And a strong female will go a long way. You know what I'm saying? Especially if she supports you 100%.
Without a doubt.
I love it. That's beautiful. So you guys been talking about kids, is what you're saying?
Yeah. We just started the conversation maybe like a year or two ago. And because we're only 5 years in. And
That's perfect. I mean, yeah, you guys are planning babies. Me, I didn't plan babies. It was fuck. I was like, God damn, another one. I was like, man, I didn't think they were gonna survive. All types of shit. But that was just me. You know, it's hard when you plan a kid.
Yeah.
It nearly never comes. But when you least expect it, boom, she's pregnant. You're like, fuck.
Well, I just started telling her. I was like, listen, if we're gonna do it, let's go ahead and do it. Because I also believe in, you don't necessarily need to try to think you're gonna wait for the perfect time. Like, there's never gonna be the perfect time. There's always gonna be something going on, some change happening in your life. Like, if you're gonna do it, just do it, and you can figure the rest out.
That's true. I mean, shit, you gotta get it in. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Because it's like, at this age, it's like, all right, do I really want to be a 60-something-year-old, like,
Can't even play fucking
trying
football
to
with your
like
kid.
come up to the graduation, like, oh, my baby. Like, so it's like, all right, if we're gonna do it, let's go ahead.
Yeah, you don't want to be too old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you're young, right?
I'm still young, but it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you keep waiting.
Yeah.
Because it's like my friend group, you know, most of them got it out the way, like
20s.
Yeah, right out of high school, like
they was locked down.
like they kids got kids now, and it's
Oh,
oh shoot,
Yeah, you're a grandpa now.
Yeah,
what, 45,
man.
42.
Still in your early 40s, and you a pop.
That's crazy.
So, you know, to each their own, but you know, you got to do what's right for you at the end of the day.
That's what's up.
And if you're gonna do it at all,
right, do it to the 100.
And hinting to what you were saying, at least try to do it with the person you know you can like try to do it successfully with. Like, you want to pick a good candidate, because if you shooting up all the clubs and you don't know what kind of knuckleheads you gonna get, that's really gonna mess you up.
Yeah, because you can take all the shit that you taught
Man,
and
listen,
just run somewhere else.
Child support is that one thing you do not want to play with. Yeah. And so I try to put dudes up on game, like, and I was gonna have this conversation with you too, like, you know, you got to make sure, like, if you're gonna do it, well, it's like have a business set up.
Mm-hmm.
Have your business set up, claim your deductions, you know, all that stuff you use for work and for your business, but then also pay you're in charge then of your salary. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying, like, if you're able to work your way away from a W-2, or like you're working for people,
right,
and then you do have a kid outside of wedlock or with somebody, you're not sure how that's gonna play out. Because when that child support hit,
it's over.
And you work for other people, now they talking about garnishing your wages and taking your check and all of that stuff, or locking you up for being in arrears and all of that stuff.
That's some bullshit.
But if you got a business and you decide how much you get paid, guess what? They can't come in and garnish. Even if they do come garnish your wages, you can say, all right, well, I only made
How could you take this much from me?
Yeah,
the fuck I can. Well, I'm supposed. I can't eat.
Then you got to calculate it based on my actual salary, and that's this. Because you're now in charge of what you get paid. But that's why a lot of
would it be annually or would it be?
Listen, I don't know all.
I think it's annually because you're getting fucked regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Either way, you will for sure. But that's what I'm saying. Like, people learn to play the game in a different regard. So for instance, like, when you do have your business set up, you can hire your kid. Now, this ain't for the babies, but when they get to a certain age, hire your kids in your business, pay them what you need to pay for them to, like,
so their mama don't go get nails and shit with their money
generally in their life, but have them work in your company.
I mean, as they should.
Say, hey, help me run my social media, help me clean up. You're in charge of my merch. Services, something. Yeah. But that's how the rich do. And then so they're gonna write that off later, what they were paying their kid for stuff that their kid was probably already gonna do anyway.
So a little razzle dazzle on top of that.
But it's like people be learning how to play this game in a different way, that if you grew up a certain way, nobody was schooling you to that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of shit too, as far as podcasting and shit too, like IP and all that. Like that shit means a whole lot.
Intellectual property, without a doubt.
That shit means a lot. Like, if y'all don't know nothing about no IP, y'all need to check it out. Real talk, that intellectual property is a bit.
Because even you got to actually read these user agreements, because we think, all right, well, I'm going to put it up on YouTube and I'm going to put it up on Caffeine and da-da-da-da. But if you're not reading
that fine print, somewhere they're saying, oh, we also own your material. Like, of course.
You didn't create this. Y'all just broadcasting for me. So there's different ways to broadcast and to do these things without giving up your ownership. You know, we hear more of them conversations now because of Drink Champs, and you're listening to these musicians who went through it.
Right.
But who's really giving us the game on the podcaster side?
True that.
You know what I mean?
You heard it here, Dandruff. Yeah, my boy Rock right here. He's spitting some motherfucking real facts.
And but see how so many different ways it plays out though. Because now, all right, you got the business set up. Now you're establishing business credit. Now, because that's what the wealthy do. They keep the stuff out of their personal name.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you do try to sue them, they be like, oh, well, I don't own nothing. Guess why? Because the businesses own everything.
Right.
And then
go after them.
Go after the business. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the business in a trust.
Right.
So now I'm really gonna remove it from access to you. Yeah. Because we live in California, man. It's a real litigious state where people like to sue a lot, right?
My neck and my back.
So this is how you make sure you start to create those boundaries and barriers.
Right.
So even with, and I've been reading up on this lately, like, because I want to get into owning some rental property, how to like set up a business for each property. Because what happens is, so say you got all your properties under one business, and somebody want to sue you, and then the attorney looks and they're like, oh, you own a bunch of properties. All right, we're coming after you for more money because
shit,
look how much you own.
Right.
But you set each one up in their individual businesses. Well, guess what? You can't see the rest of that stuff.
Right.
Because they're separate.
Okay. So like if you Google somebody's name, all that shit won't come up?
No, man. Like when it'll be your business. Like, and
and
then you'll
scary.
have a registered agent. Your name doesn't necessarily have to be visible to people.
Right.
It'll be in some places, maybe somewhere, but like there are these other things you can do so that people, can't
it ain't nothing like fucking working hard all your life and then for somebody to try to come and fucking take it from you. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't know how to like properly set up your business.
That's the fucked up part. See, a lot of people just rushing into things and shit. I'm like,
because they say get an LLC, but nobody's like telling you like
what does it do? And
there's levels to this.
See, I'm glad. Rocky, he ain't just a comic. He's very, very fucking smart too, man. Y'all peep game, real talk. So, man, influences. Let's do the influences. What made you want to be a comedian, a comic?
Well, like I said, coming from a funny family, like that just felt normal.
Okay. So you didn't have no like influencers, like
without a doubt. But like, so the first part I'm saying is, it's probably already in you.
Right.
So it was in me, whether that's through the family influence, through just my own personality. There was already some element of that there.
Mm-hmm.
Then the influences were like, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so it's like start with Michael Jackson.
Right.
So so in second grade, I performed Thriller.
Oh shit!
And all the fifth graders were the zombies. They had already a dance routine planned.
Oh shit!
And somehow I was like, well, I could do the intro to the performance, and they let me do it. And the funny part was I played both parts. Did I mention this at our last time we talked?
No.
Okay. So I played both parts. I played Michael and the girl, and for me it was like the same voice. Oh, you're not like the other guys. Oh, So I was like, I went back side to side playing both parts. And so, sometimes it's like when you watch like behind the music and you see certain celebrities and like they show you the life, and you see that that person always had that thing. They were always doing that thing, whether it's music, whether it's comedy, whatever. So when I look back, it was like, I started. So I'm performing in front of crowds at second grade. But not only that, my elementary school, shout out to McFarland Elementary School, we had a daytime talk show in the morning.
Oh wow!
I was on that. That was like we had a TV show, like a legit
just for the school.
Yeah, like a little morning show.
So what are we doing today?
Yeah, man, I was just on that. So it was just like, when it's like I look back, these elements were always in my life. There's the performing, the being creative, that part. And so
you're already comfortable pretty much. You know
I
what I'm
was
saying?
already, man, like let me be on the stage, whatever was going on. And so comedically, so love my cartoons, love black movies, and so my real goal was like, oh, I want to make a black classic, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a Friday, like a, you know what I mean? Like just a little, like a, I don't even care if like the general population knows it.
Right.
Like,
as long as you accomplish it,
yeah, man, I'm good.
Yeah.
But
did you end up? Did you start it? Did you?
I've done several little projects, and I'm still working on projects. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's the beginning steps. The first part, like I said, when I got out here, it was like, all right, rebuild the network, teach yourself the technical stuff,
right,
and then line yourself up to like create, but be in charge of your creations, not
that
like.
part.
And I never came out here to ask Hollywood for a doggone thing.
Right.
So I'm like the actor who don't go on auditions. I might go audition to be, sometimes you gotta audition for these comedy club bookers, but that's like the most I'll do a little self-tape or something, but it's like I'd rather just create it.
Right.
Why wait for somebody else to give me permission?
That's true. I mean, if you think about it, you'd get known faster doing that. But at the end of the day, you'd be able to say like,
maybe not.
I did
but
it myself.
Look how we can stream and build our own network.
It's easier now.
It's man. So it's like I came in right in that transition stage, and I wish I would have taken the social media a little more seriously, because I see the people that was around when I came into the game here, who've now amassed those followings.
Right.
It's like, but there's no crying over spilled milk. It's like, all right, we'll start where you're at.
True that.
Just start where you're at. So I'm on DrDandruff. So I already know it's gonna blow me up right here.
Who knows? I'm trying, baby. I'm trying. And then it sucks because like whether it's anybody in here, 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter to me. But at the end of the day, it's
gonna
like
live forever.
It's gonna live forever. Is what I'm saying.
Forever online. So whether they discover you right now or they discover you 2-3 years later, your time's gonna come.
And I appreciate those that come. You know what I'm saying? Like that, those that come and help me out, and you know what I'm saying, because that means a lot. Because you could say this and say that, and then next thing you know, they change their number, or they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll be there," and just don't show up.
You could have been anywhere on the internet, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.
Hey, real talk. Hey, my boy right here, Rocky, man, he's a real one. Real talk.
Yeah, back to those comedic influences, man. So you got I was there for In Living Color. I was there for Saturday Night Live, for Mad TV, for Eddie Murphy specials.
Oof, those are funny.
And In Living Color, In Living Color, it was just like, oh yeah,
that was a straight.
That's what I need to be doing, acting stupid, silly, and getting paid, yeah.
That was a squad right there. They had that whole lineup was killer.
Absolutely, because like I said, that's what I was already doing. So I did that in Tampa. Shout out to Got Jokes Improv and Daniel Motown Pride, the founder. And then I found a group out here in LA too. So shout out to Bernie Mac and Cheese, my boy Sean Grant, a fellow comedian. And so I was like, all right, I've been fortunate enough to do the improv on the professional side in both of those, in these cities that I was in. So, but then it was just like, all right, let me get back to like what I said, one of the original blueprints, writing, and so my wife's been pushing me like get back to writing. And I was just like, okay.
Like skits or just writing like movies?
I started with sketches, but I shot myself in the foot a little bit because it's like I've been filming sketches for like the last few years, man. So I got like all this unedited footage. So back to like stop being a one-man team. It's like, all right, let me just hire somebody, because like stop being cheap and let me just hire somebody to edit this content. Because if I'm gonna keep waiting on me to sit down and do it,
story of my life.
It's like don't be the bottleneck in your equation. So learn from me, man, because you're younger than me. Learn from me. Like you don't have to be a one-man show, especially if you start to organize yourself as a business. And even if you haven't figured out how to monetize it completely yet, and you're funding your own business, it'll pay off later. So if you hire somebody who can come in and be your sound guy, whatever you got to do to allow you to move faster.
Okay.
Do that.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at now, where it's like, especially because in today's age, you can hire people remotely. You know what I mean? You can go on Fiverr, you can go on whatever virtual assistant and just like hire, like, hey, I need eight videos edited. Okay.
So in other words, I gotta send my application to Rocky, the comic.
Not me, man.
Man, I thought he was throwing me a bone here.
But I'm telling you the sites to go to. You find people who do good work. Shout out to Robert Kiyosaki. Shout out to 4 Hour Work Week. These guys talk about like when you find, like, it's Kiyosaki especially, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. When you find people who do good work, take care of them. Like hire, like keep them on, keep them in your business so that you can. That frees you up though.
Right.
That frees you up.
That's true. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I got somebody I trust. Somebody that's very good.
You could be out there performing. You could be out there
networking,
just creating the content and letting somebody else figure out how to plug that into that and edit it, and then
that's beautiful. That's all I need. Real talk.
So when you look at Drink Champs, we don't get to see the behind the scenes, but you can hear it's a crew in there of people making sure that like stuff gets happening. People bringing the bottles, people you're
rolling the blunts,
but it's somebody behind that camera,
right?
It's somebody behind those mics.
True.
So that's how you start to like build the team. But we don't get to see that side unless you. And that's the beautiful part about being in LA. You can go get on these sites and see how the game is running. Like, okay,
right.
Multi-camera setup over there. They got the director village, and okay, I see the sound guy. Let me get his cover card. And, you got to go out here and network.
Yeah, that's what's up. I like that. I mean, hey, he just told
he
told everything. He said it all in the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm over here trying to figure out this, but I'm getting it. You know what I'm saying? It's a learning process.
Yeah, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, man. Paint by numbers.
What's up? That's what's up.
And that's why when we met, I was like, let's like waste no time. Like when you want to do it.
And you didn't. He didn't either, ladies and gentlemen. He came in
when
quick.
You want to do it.
I was like, my boy, and he got shit to do. So it's like, I know time is.
But those are the kind of people you want around you because one, it'll inspire you.
Right.
But then two, them the people you call in, like, hey man, I can use
somebody I can count on. Yeah. Not only that, you're smart.
We got you. What you need to run this to here. And that was when when we first started chatting up. I was like, okay, what you working with? Like, what I was like letting you know, like, okay, I'm in this world too, so like we can run things,
Right, I'm cool with that. I'm
cool with
that.
Like,
I need the help.
Figure things out together. You know what I mean?
And you ain't that far, so that's perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Street, bro.
Just right here. So it was a match made, y'all. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, when he's not too busy, maybe we can do it again, and I'll have a little better setup, and we can see what we got going.
I'm ready, bro.
Any shows coming up?
Shout out to Rock the Mic Live. That's my show. We went on hiatus for a little bit after the pandemic, but I was just looking for a venue before I bring it back. But more than anything, I'll probably still get my podcast going again.
Let's do it. I'm cool with that shit. I could go to your setup.
You can.
That's what's up. I look forward to that.
Yeah, I just taped a special. I wish I had the details on that one. But I don't know what else is lined up. I've just been.
Shit, you just taped the special. That's just as good.
Yeah, that's big, man. Because it was somebody else's special. Like I was brought in to be in that special. So shout out to my fellow comedians. I know like Esau McGraw, John A. Thompson, Sean Grant was in that one. A couple of people that I had just met for the first time. So shout out to the producers of that, and my girl Nichelle Murdoch. She helped book some of that talent, and Bel Air and X, who were the executive producers for that show. So I appreciate it. So yeah, coming up, man, I'm just getting back to making sure like I finish editing up, like I said, all that unedited footage I have.
Right.
Because my goal was to try to like put something up every day. And it's a lot of sketches.
Consistency.
Yeah, you got to be. That's the key.
That's how you get to learn all your equipment.
That's the key.
Yeah.
You get to learn your equipment, but then you get to feed your followers.
Yeah.
They know like every day, like they just seeing your face popping up.
That's true. They don't want to have to wait one time a week or something. You know what I'm saying?
And especially when it's good. Like, that was funny. Let me see what else this guy got. Mm-hmm. That's why I said when that stuff gets to live forever, because that's what I do. When I find somebody I like, you automatically like, let me see what else they got.
True. And then you're following them. You know what I'm saying?
You're following them. Those old videos and projects are getting streams and clicks, and especially if you got it monetized,
Good to go.
they gonna go check out the whole catalog. They're not gonna stop at if they like you. They're not gonna just stop at like, oh, okay, whatever. Keep scrolling.
Yeah. That's what's up. I mean, shit. So what you got planned, man? What you got? What's your day looking like?
Today, but this weekend I'm trying to be more mindful about family time, and so my family, we're gonna go out and check out Taste of Soul, because I was like, did they have the name of the city in that one? But because we met at the Taste of
Compton. Yeah, we did.
So shout out to all these tastes going on.
It's a big taste.
And shout out to Charlton, who brought me out for that show.
Charlton Rio.
And so yeah, we're gonna go out there. We celebrated my aunt's birthday last night. And
Nice.
I'm just trying to like be present, man. Be with family and friends, and
That's what it's all about.
I'm gonna catch up with one of my homegirls, one of my best friends from Tampa, who also lives out here with me in LA. And then tomorrow, go check out. So it's just family time, man. Just family time.
That's what's up. That's cool. That's a beautiful thing.
But editing up my content and getting it out there. Like I got a thriller video.
I can't wait for this shit.
Yeah, man. It was from 2 years ago.
Oh man, see, it's a classic. A classic never dies.
It never dies, bro. Because it was about COVID, and we still dealing with COVID. So I'm like, all right, it's still working.
Ain't that a bitch? We still dealing with COVID.
Man, it ain't went nowhere. And then they try to throw monkeypox in here.
Get the fuck out of here,
man.
Monkeypox, really?
Come on,
that shit is crazy.
Yeah, man.
I remember back in the days, it was just like scabies and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Chicken pox once in a while. You got it once in your lifetime.
But once you got it, then you was good for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, man, hey, Rocky the Comic is in the building.
You,
real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to keep you a little too long. So, my boy, any shout outs you want to give up?
Yeah, man. Like, I try to do it throughout the broadcast, but like I said, man, I just really appreciate my family and friends. They've just been holding me down, and I just want to. I'm doing a lot of self-reflection these days, so I just want to really just take a moment to say thank you to just everybody I've met along the way. I've had a lot of growing up to do, and so I'll apologize to anyone that might have met me while I was still
in that growing phase.
Yeah, in that growing phase, and just kind of running around thinking I was just being as grown as I wanted to be at that time in my life. But and I just appreciate everybody, man. I'm just appreciating life right now. So I just thank God.
Hey, well, we appreciate you, man, boy.
Thank
real
you.
talk. That's some real shit. A humble gentleman, y'all. Y'all check him out. Rocky the Comic is in the building. You know what I'm saying? And it was a pleasure, man. I hope we can do this again.
Man. Yeah, of course. You locked in now.
Thank you, my boy. I appreciate you. You have a good one, man. Real talk. Catch y'all up. We out. Ooh, doggy. That was nice, my boy. Humble. Gotta love it.
Teamwork.
Make the dream work. Bye-bye.